Hi, good morning. This is Miss Triangle. We are going to do a video here for section 1-2 on line segments. So you'll need your notebook, and you're going to find a fresh piece of paper that'll look something like this. You're going to take your pen or pencil or whatever you're writing with, and you're going to make a nice horizontal line across the top line, just like that. You're going to skip 1-2 lines. You're going to draw a second horizontal sideways line across. Skip 1-2 lines, do another one. So you're going to have 3 sideways horizontal lines spaced 2 apart. Whoops. Then you're going to draw a vertical line to the right of the red line. So it should look like that. All right, and you're going to go ahead and fill in EQ in the top blank. That's an EQ. Learning target LT1B. We'll go here. And you're going to highlight those just like that. Oh, I even made a nicer little video here for you. Hold on. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about the turning. Okay. So, then you're going to put the date. Okay. I hope that you can see all of this. I have some lines on my screen, so I'm hoping that everything's not getting cut off. So we'll see. And if when I watch this video things are cut off, I'll redo it for you. Don't worry. So please make sure at the top you have the date. Monday, September 21st, 9/21/20. You have the title, 1-2 line segments. Okay, for EQ, our essential question, you're going to copy in with your pen or pencil that whole question. How can you use your knowledge of line segments to solve problems? So we talked about line segments, a line with 2 endpoints or a series of points between 2 endpoints. How can you use your knowledge of those to solve problems? Our learning target, you also need to copy this, 1B. I can use the ruler postulate. We'll go over what that is. The ruler postulate and the segment addition postulate to solve problems. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do so. Then we have a couple of vocabulary words, not as many as 1-1, don't worry. Our first vocabulary is called a postulate or an axiom. Depending on what textbook or website you look at, they might use those words interchangeably. So what is it? It's a rule that is accepted without proof. Okay, a rule that's accepted without proof. A rule that can be proved, so if you can prove it, then it's a theorem. And I'll give you some examples later in the lesson. All right, the ruler postulate. Here's our second vocabulary word. Basically, the ruler postulate is saying that a ruler, everything is 1 unit apart. So I drew a picture here to show you. Here's kind of a number line. So you have a 0, 1, 2, 3. The points on a line can be matched 1-to-1 with real numbers. The distance between points is the absolute value of the difference of the coordinates. So it's just telling you that the difference between every whole number or integer is 1 unit. So can we prove it? No, we just sort of accept it as a starting point. So that's an example of a postulate. Okay, we're going to get into examples. So you need to title this section. Whoops, there's some stuff on here. You're going to title this section examples. If your hand's kind of tired and you're like, oh, we do so much writing, and you want to abbreviate it, you could abbreviate it as EX for examples. That would be fine with me. Just please make sure you highlight this so when I grade your notes, I can say, yep, they did the examples. Okay. Then yes, you should be writing the question. You should be copying the question down. I try to make the questions concise. Whoops. So plot point J, -3,4, K, 2,4, L, 1,3, M, 1, -2 in a coordinate plane. That's coordinate plane. The word plane got cut off. Then determine whether line segment JK and line segment LM are congruent. So if you need to pause the video and write it down, go for it. Then you can sketch this. If you want to use a piece of graph paper, you can. If you just want to sketch with your pen and pencil, a coordinate plane, that would also work for this. Also, I wrote in here, but the word congruent in geometry means equal or the same. All right, so let's plot our points. Point J is at -3, 4. So left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will label that J. And K, are you guys getting my sense of humor? Like J, just kidding, is at 2, 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. JK, and it's a line segment, so we'll connect it. And then L is at 1, 3. And M is at 1, -2. And that's also a line segment. So the good news about this problem, super straightforward. These are vertical and horizontal lines. So you don't have to do anything fancy, which we'll learn later in the unit. You can just count the different distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these line segments are both 5 units long. So yes, they are congruent. I'm going to practice my shortcuts. So I'm going to say JK, line segment JK. Make sure you're using your symbols. Is congruent. Here's the symbol for congruent. It's an equal sign with a sideways S. To line segment LM, you need the line segment symbol. So here's my actual answer. Okay. All right, here's another postulate here. It's called the segment addition postulate. It says if B is between A and C, then AB plus BC equals AC. Okay, now for all these postulates, you're going to highlight segment addition. Whoops, get a better color. You're going to highlight segment addition postulate. What I say for these is you need to have something written in your notebook. You do not need to copy word for word. You can summarize, you can abbreviate. If it was me taking notes, if I was the student, I would probably do the picture and maybe this right here. Something like that, okay? So you don't need to have everything written down. So what this is basically saying is that, let's just make up an example. If AB is 3 units long and BC is 2 units long, then AC is the sum of those. It is 5 units long, okay? Which I think if you think about it, common sense, that kind of makes sense, right? If you have 2 parts, that adds up to the whole. So that's what that's saying. That's all that postulate is saying. That's all you need to know. All right, so example 2. You do want to write these down, find DF, find GH, and the examples in the math is going to start out kind of simple, and we'll add in some algebra slowly, so don't worry, it will get a little more challenging. Here it says find DF. So DF is the whole thing. All you need to do, add it. Okay, and I'm going to get 58. Okay. Part B, find GH. Here's GH. So for this one, hopefully you're thinking, okay, they're giving us the whole thing. The whole thing is 36. This part is 21. We're going to subtract. And you can use a calculator if you want to. So 15. Okay.